It's real, the mic stays warm. Hosted by the dad with lots of charm. Insights are sharp and data's tight. The lands are ready and the jokes are light. Takes real talk, keeping it true. From the high school halls to podcast cues, live a little, learn a lot. Turn it up, this show is hot. Grab your coffee and let's get into it. No filter, no fluff, just real talk. Let's do it. Ready or not, here we go. It's the time for Loveland to start the show.
Oh. Welcome to Hot Takes with the Murph Man. I am the Murph Man here with my co-host Connor. How are we doing today, Connor?
Doing good, Murph Man. How are we doing today?
I'm good. So I got to ask a question.
What question?
Are you ready for finals next month?
No, but yeah, kind of.
No, but yeah. So let's talk about finals week. There's no classes except for finals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you don't have to be in a panic-fueled state, or not a state, a panic-fueled state or a caffeine marathon to stay awake. All right. It's time to trade your stress to have a strategy. And that's what we're going to be doing today, Connor. I'm going to give you the strategies you need for your final exams. Are you ready for that?
Yes.
Well, let's ignite the fuse.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for supporting our channel by watching and listening.
Find us on the web at mbradio.net.
All right. So raises are earned, not handed out. And your GPA is no different, Connor. Finals week is a test of your systems, not just your memory. Now, what do we mean by that? A system is how you prepare your classes. Things that we've been talking about all semester long, right? Stop the caffeine all night. You don't need those. All right. They don't work. You're not going to learn something overnight. We've talked about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Either you know it or you don't. You have a game plan. Get there early. Be on time. Don't be rushing, right? And of course, just you have 1 month to get ready for it. So study. Do your homework and everything. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Are you doing that?
Yes.
You are?
Yes, I'm doing that.
All right. You learned from last year, right?
Yes.
Now, last year you were taking a lot of breaks for studying. You were going with your friends and you were studying. I don't know if you were lying to me.
No, I actually was studying.
You know, so do you think that helped you or hurt you?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. Both, probably. Because some I did study, but sometimes I did like turn off my computer and hung out with them. So it's like a 50-50.
And I've said you're in school from Tuesday, from the morning till night, basically. You have that whole day to study and do your work.
Yes.
And you can focus those 2 days on school. And if you need more, then you got more. But if you don't need them, then you have the rest of the week free.
Mm-hmm.
But you go out with your friends, you go eat lunch.
Because it's the only time I see them. So
what's your priority?
both. I don't know. I want to see my friends. I mean, can't blame me.
I can.
I mean, no, not really.
Yeah.
No.
When you should be studying and you're with your friends, that's a choice you're making.
Well, that's if I need to study, though, which sometimes I don't need to study, so I hang out with them.
And you're caught up on your work and everything.
Most
right now, 100%.
Not 100%.
Right. So.
But I'm not blaming it on my friends, though.
Right.
So,
that's what I'm saying. You have all day Tuesday and Tuesday to be there.
I get that.
You should be caught up on everything.
Yes.
That's how I expected you to use your schedule.
No.
Obviously not. Didn't I tell you that was like the biggest trap, the biggest pitfall?
What's friends? Yes.
Yes. Right.
Mm-hmm.
It would, no matter how good of a friend you have, socializing affects college kids so much. People don't realize how much they get affected by that.
Mm-hmm.
Would you? I mean, you agree with me on that one, right? That's how I had trouble when I started.
Yep.
You know, it takes a certain maturity to go to college. It takes a certain work habit to go to college. It takes certain support to go to college, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why we call it the system. It's not just one thing. Everything works together. if done right, it should make your finals easy. That's the way it should work. If you're doing everything right 100%.
Yeah.
And when we talk about GPA, we talk about grades, right? The way I see it is a C is a bare minimum. You're barely hanging on. The problem with that is if you have a C and you go to the next class in the sequence, like pre-cal to cal or whatever the case may be, you're not going to be as good in calculus because you didn't study as hard in pre-cal. If you get a B, you put more effort than average, and then A is a lot of effort. All right. When you have a grade, that's how I look at it as far as my students are concerned. The ones who get an A are the ones who put the effort in. The ones who get a C are doing the bare minimum. They're not doing anything extra.
Mhm.
And that's how I judge as a teacher. So think about that. And I'll tell you what, how about we get to today's burning question and see what we're going to be asking today.
Sounds good.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for supporting our channel by watching and listening.
Find us on the web at nbradio.net.
I'm not on mute, right?
No.
Can you come back to me?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I was focused on talking to you.
All right. Your brain isn't a hard drive. It's a muscle that needs the right workout. I've told you many, 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 many times. Ever since you were a little kid, I would try to make you play games or apps that make you think, right?
Mm-hmm.
And work your brain out. As we get older, we have to keep our memory intact. We have to keep our cognitive skills intact. And we do that by working out. And how do we work out? We do different things like studying. We do Sudoku, things that are not just mind numbing. They actually help you focus, right? And make you think and use your brain. I got to tell you, and I know you remember this. You don't remember it because you were old enough to remember. You remember because I told you the story. But the moron test.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't taken the moron test, everyone needs to take that app, right? Connor was, I'd say 4, 5, 6 years old, somewhere around there, when he got this app and he memorized it. He didn't know how to read real well, but he did this app and he actually went through till the very end. So that means he memorized probably 250 to 350 individual steps. So the capacity is there to memorize and learn when there's a desire. You see how that works?
And what was the desire for that?
You wanted to get to the end. You wanted to solve it.
Oh, well. I guess.
You were motivated to get it done.
Yeah.
So think about that. Your brain is a muscle and it needs a workout. How do you work it out? Mind numbing stuff doesn't work. What would be a mind numbing game you can think of? How about those archery games?
What archery game?
Where you shoot the arrow and you shoot them across the crevice and you try to...
Like the archery
Archery
game, but
yeah.
never seen those apps for mind numbing.
No. Mind numbing is a phrase. Mind numbing is a phrase that you're doing something repetitively that doesn't have anything, and you're just sitting there.
But archery?
Yeah.
Out of all the things, archery.
Well, I'm trying to think. What would you consider a mind numbing game like archery?
Sudoku, I guess. I don't know.
Sudoku's not mind numbing. That makes you think. You have to be aware. You have to be knowing where you're going.
So does archery. You have to aim and see how far the wind takes you.
Yeah, but it doesn't really make you think that much.
Well, I mean, you have to aim and try to guess from the wind, and then based on
there's a
how
little
you
bit.
bow and
There's a little bit of that. So, what would you consider a mind numbing game?
Pac-Man.
Okay, that one you do have to think ahead a little bit
I mean,
and memorize patterns.
Angry Birds. I don't know. Just shoot it.
Again, you have to think about where it goes. I'm trying to think what would be in that mind numbing game.
I don't know. Block Blast. No, you have to think.
See, the thing is, we don't have those games on our phones because
none of those games. No game is a mind-numbing game at all.
I can
look it up also.
Yeah, hold on. Let's look it up and we'll come back.
Well, I mean, we're still here, but
do you have a pen? Write down how much time to break. Just write break and then that time.
All right, break. I don't know what that was. The last one was at.
No, don't worry about that.
So right now, 10, 14 from what I remember.
Mahjong.
And you have to see which
There's a
one.
little bit of strategy to it, but a lot of it is just like click, 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 click.
Hold on. Games that are easy and don't have to think. I swear to God, it's gonna be like My Little Pony or something. Animal Crossing?
Okay, that
Power Wash Simulator?
Power Wash. I can't even begin to talk about that one. I don't know what the hell that is.
It's literally a first person power wash. You're literally power washing whatever it is, a bike, a car, a house, a playground.
Okay,
I played that before. Yeah.
that's a perfect example of mind numbing game.
Yeah. That's all you do. Any of those games. Yeah. There's one developer that does power washing, lawn mowing. Oh my God, hold on.
It's the stupidity that explains Gen Z so much. That's what you guys were raised on.
Yeah.
God damn.
Honestly.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to the burning question, Connor. Okay. We heard it right now. It asked, what is the most effective study strategy for long-term retention? Is it A, cramming the night before the exam? B, rereading your notes? C, spaced repetition and active recall? Or D, pulling an all-nighter?
I think it's going to be C, the spaced repetition and active recall.
That's right, because cramming doesn't do anything for you. We've talked about this. Okay, you might learn maybe one thing, but the time you waste on it is not worth it. Okay.
Yeah.
Rereading also is passive. It doesn't teach you anything. It's just going to remind you. So, yeah.
Well, it depends.
All-nighters are just going to get you tired.
Well, but like if you repeat stuff, like, okay, you can repeat it once you like get it. Like you can read it once you get the paper handed to you, and then not even look at it for a while, for like 2 days or so, and then look at it again and reread it, and then you'll be like, oh, yeah, this is this, and yada yada yada.
Right, but like we're talking about finals week, the week of finals. Rereading all of your material is not going to teach you anything for the most part. It might make you remember a few things.
Yeah, like keywords. Honestly, that kind of helps me sometimes.
Right, but if you want it to stick to memory, the best way to do it is a spaced repetition and active recall. So we're going to talk about that. Okay. And today's hot take. You ready for that?
Yeah.
All right.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for supporting our channel by watching and listening.
Find us on the web at nbradio.net.
Value is the only relevant metric in the classroom and the workplace. Value. All right. Today's hot take is if you have time to pull an all-nighter, you failed the semester months ago. All right. Your system did not work. You did not fail the night before. Okay. You failed long time before that. So keep that in mind. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If you have to pull an all-nighter, you failed the semester because you did not take the time to learn anything and put it into the long-term memory, and you didn't do the space recall, so that didn't help you with anything. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So as we talk about this, I want you to think about what we're talking about here. If you've been to school, you know what finals are, but what about at home or at work? How does this play into it, Connor?
I don't know. I don't know. I need something like an example.
All right. When you have laundry to do,
Mm-hmm.
you can either do a load when it's manageable or do 10 loads when it's not.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
If you let it pile up the day you're doing laundry, you're busy the whole day. You may not even have time to fold it and put it away right because you're just, not really taking care of it. At work, deadlines. You have a deadline to finish certain things, right?
Yeah.
This morning, we were supposed to do what we call completions when the kid finishes the class. We X them out of the class.
Mm-hmm.
And my boss wrote the message, get it done this morning. And I was busy. I was talking to the teachers. I was grading papers. I was talking to students. And she messaged me and she says, hey, is this student yours? And I just said, I'm working on it right now. And so I stopped what I was doing, did it, and then I wrote her done. It was still an hour and a half or 2 hours left in the morning. Right?
Yeah.
Why did I have to rush and get it done at that moment? Well, when your boss says do it, you just do it.
Oh, yeah, that's your boss.
Could I have avoided that by just taking care of that first thing in the morning before I started everything else? Yes. I could have just gotten out of the way.
Well, did you know about it, though?
Yes.
Okay.
I said I was waiting to finish everything. I was talking to teachers and what are we doing for Easter? What are we doing for breaks?
Oh, yeah, that's this Sunday, no?
Yeah. Well.
Or no.
It was 2 Sundays ago.
Easter?
Yes. We're recording for future shows, Connor. I just stopped talking about Easter. All right, you on track now?
I forgot. Yeah, I forgot. This is like ahead. Okay.
Yeah. No, but I was talking about vacations and what we're going to do over the summer. And one of my teachers was like, I need to make extra money. What can I do? So we're giving her ideas. And then another one's like, man, groceries are getting expensive. We need to come up with different recipes. So I started helping her make recipes, not work related, right?
At all. No.
But to me, that was important. And because I still had time to do the paperwork.
Yeah.
Had I just done the paperwork to start off with, no issues, none. My boss wouldn't even have to worry about me that day. I wouldn't even come into her mind. So can you see how if you just get something done when you're supposed to do it quickly, or as soon as you know about it, it just avoids the stress of pushing it to the last minute.
Yeah.
Okay. So that works in work and works in play and it works in school. But I'll tell you what, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. I think Jack needs to take a break. So let's go to break and we'll come right back.
Sounds good.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for supporting our channel by watching and listening.
Find us on the web at nbradio.net.
All right, welcome back, you guys. If you just saw the advertisement, song, I don't know what you want to call it, but basically it's for veteran awareness to prevent suicides. And if it applies to everybody, not just veterans. If you're thinking about doing something like that, I want you to think about calling 988, press 1, and there's someone there to talk to you 24/7, 365. I can't tell you how many times people have reached out to the suicide hotline and asked for help, and we gave it to them. I didn't run the actual suicide hotline. At work, I ran the desk, and they'd call mental health directly. If you call the veteran hospital, do you want to talk to a mental health crisis counselor right now? But they also tell you at the beginning of the call, if this is an emergency, call 911.
Yeah.
So, but if you dial 988, you will get someone to talk to you 24/7, 365. Or 6 on leap years, right? But I'll tell you what, Connor, let's talk about the nitty-gritty, the foundation of today's episode and laying down the coals.
Mm-hmm.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for support.
Active recall is the first thing that they mentioned. Retrieving information from your brain rather than putting it in, like quizzing yourself. Retrieving, storage and retrieval. Okay. How do you store something in your brain? How do you retrieve it? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the story about the kamikaze?
No.
when I was in high school, and I was learning about Japanese fighters at Pearl Harbor and the kamikazes. Do you know what a kamikaze is?
No, suicidal
Yeah,
fighter jets.
Well, they weren't really suicidal. What they were was once they got shot and they were going to go down, they would try and take out
as much as they can.
as much as they
But
can. Yeah.
at the same time, that was their like motto. No?
Yeah. But I'm saying it wasn't like they just flew the thing into something. They tried fighting. They tried knocking something down until they were damaged, and then they went and they committed suicide. That's how. Anyway, we're not here to talk about history. All right.
That just went dark.
But I remember when we heard that, and I heard kamikaze. I'm like, oh, that's where my drink name comes from. You know, kamikaze shot, right? When it came time for the test, I saw the word kamikaze. I'm like, I don't remember anything on kamikaze. And I laid my head down on the desk. I'm like, what's the story I remember? The shots. Okay. They're kamikaze. That's the answer. I couldn't remember what the name was. Right? To fill in the blank.
Yeah.
That's how my brain stored it at that moment. Okay. Do you remember the movie Beer Fest? I don't know if you've ever seen that movie.
I've heard the name, but I don't remember who was in it or what.
Well, there's an American family that's with German descent, and they have a beer recipe. The Germans are trying to get it back. They go to this beer fest, and they lose. Well, I'm sorry. They go to the beer fest, and they want to go and compete the following year. But the guy who went to the beer fest, the only way he remembers is called drunken recall, and he has to get drunk to recall how to get to it. And once he gets drunk enough, he goes and they find the beer fest. But you know, the state you're in when you memorize something or learn something has a lot to do with it. If you're sitting here talking to me about stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you're on your phone or you're watching TV in the background or you have music in the background. When you're taking the test, I'm not there. The phone's not there. The radio's not there. How are you going to recall it? Okay. And there's an exercise I used to do with my students the first day of class. I would try to learn their name. Well, I lie. Not the first day of class. The first day of class, I do something else. When we did memory and learning, I would sit them all in a circle and we played a game. And I had classes with 40 students. So I do 20 and 20, right? And we played a game. And the way the game is played is I throw you a ball. When you catch it, you say your name, and then you throw it to someone else. And then you put your hands behind your back until everyone catches the ball once. And then you do it again, second time. The third time, I look around the room and I say, whose name do I remember? I remember Connor. And I say, Connor, and I throw it to you, right? But if I look at you and I go, Michael, and I throw you the ball, you don't catch it.
Because that's not my name.
Right. After 2 or 3 rounds of that, we've learned everyone's name. And then I would say, if there was 2 groups, right? Are you guys comfortable with this? Yeah. So now we're going to do another round with all 40 of us.
Oh, God.
So the first 20, you know, and eventually they started commingling, and after a couple tries of doing this, and I mean maybe 2 rounds to start, 2 rounds as a small group and 2 rounds as a big group, maybe 3. I would say, all right, if someone can name more names than me, I will give everybody an A on the next exam. I lost 1 time out of the years I was doing it.
Wow.
And that was when your mom was sick. And my brain was distracted. And I didn't care about doing the exercise, but I was a teacher. I had to do my job. And I got beat. And I said, never again am I going to get beat, because I'm very competitive, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's a way to learn 30 to 40 names quickly. Now, the next day they came into class, I would say, if someone can name all 40 names, I will give you an A on a previous test that you did not do so good on. Pause. On me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were on the main one.
No.
All right, hold on.
It's been on you the whole time.
Well, this was on when I left, but okay.
No, it wasn't.
I thought so. All
But
right.
you explained the ball thing.
Okay.
I switched to that.
All right. So I said I would never want to lose again, right? Because it's just a matter of pride. I can't teach someone something and then not know it as good as they do, you know. All right. Spaced repetition. This is what we talked about during the burning question today. Reviewing material over increased intervals to hack forgetting curve. Memory decays over time, and you will not remember everything. You can't remember everything. People with photogenic memories amaze me, but you can't remember everything for the most part. Then you have to learn how to find it, how to retrieve it, how to access it. Okay. If you're reading notes and you're taking notes and you're highlighting, you have to highlight one or two things, not the whole sentence, because before you know it, the whole book's highlighted. Right? You already have the vocabulary that's bolded, so you can highlight something else. You know, think about that. You know, different colors, different highlighters, right? Everything means something different. If you're taking a class in chemistry and you have the noble gases and whatever other, that's the only one I can think of, okay? You can highlight them with different colors. So you can learn the colors, like the periodic chart of elements.
The periodic table.
Periodic table, yeah. I never took that, so kiss my ass, all right? Science wasn't invented when I was, no, I'm kidding.
You're not that old.
Hey, you know, speaking of old, George Washington died without knowing dinosaurs existed. That's one of my favorite facts.
That is true, yeah.
You know, he died 2 years before they found the first dinosaur bone. All right. And then test day rituals. Intentional routines like a specific breakfast or playlist to prime your brain for performance. Get up early, get a full night's sleep. First of all, get a good dinner, good night's sleep, get a good breakfast, have the energy for the day, go with enough time so you're not stressing getting there late. All of that. It's all strategies on how to do better on your testing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'll tell you what, let's talk about Ari. Okay. Not our friend Ari. This is another Ari. And let's hear the story from the fire.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR.
All right. So let's talk about Ari. He spent 3 years surviving on energy drinks and hope until she hit a wall. Watch how she traded the panic of her 2 a.m. cram sessions and hope. I'm sorry. Let me start that over. Watch how she traded the panic of a 2 a.m. cram session for the calm of a study calendar. See, the results when she realized the smart strategy is more powerful than the last minute prayer. Right? You know, I know right now you joke about me being an over planner. Right?
I would sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not a joke. I mean, it's real, but I mean, yeah.
Well, no, we joke about me being an over planner. Okay. When we did a 7.5 or 8 week trip over the summer
Of Washington, St. Louis, and
Washington, St. Louis, and Atlanta, I did not know how much it was going to cost to do the trip. So I came up with an itinerary and I planned it and I figured out where we would be, what we would eat. Knowing your habit, it's always a burger.
burger,
right.
burrito, pizza, tacos.
Yeah. Well, now it's a little more than it was back then.
Yeah.
But I planned excessively on it. I know that. Okay. And that's part of what I do. But I needed that plan. But I can tell you something. When the trip came, I had my schedule. I'm like, okay, well, what are we doing today? I didn't have to get there and be like, hey, so what do you want to do today? Do you want to go to the zoo, Connor, or do you want to go to the White House? Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then my favorite trip, I've talked about this before, is the Pentagon.
You loved the Pentagon.
Yes. But I had to schedule that 90 days in advance. You cannot do a last minute trip. They have to do a background check on you and everything. You have to get permission from your congressman. or Congresswoman in our case, Escobar. Yeah, I went to school with Vero. So I call her up. I'm like, hey, can you hook me up? And her staff hooked me up with everything. That was pretty cool. But, you know, the stress of the trip wasn't stressful because I planned it. And I studied it and I learned it. When it came time for the trip, you know, when we went to Vegas and we went there for 12 days, one day it rained. And I'm like, we're not going to walk in the rain. We're just going to stay home. And, you know, we stayed at the hotel and ate at Magnolia's. Right there in Four Queens, right?
Magnolias was so good.
I feel like driving to Las Vegas just to go to Magnolia's.
I know.
You know, and one thing, just quick announcement, if you guys are actually going to go to Vegas, Four Queens, no resort fees. And they have the Chicago restaurant with the deep dish pizza and the beer. It was all pretty good. It was a good trip.
It was.
But-
They had some good restaurants there.
But there was one day that it rained, and I'm like, we can't go out.
Yeah.
So we stayed in Fremont Street. We just moved some schedules around.
Well, yeah, we went shopping a little
Yeah.
bit, like for souvenirs or something, like shirts.
Right.
I think I still got like 2 shirts. Oh, donated them.
Yeah, because
Didn't fit me.
we outgrew them.
No, it wasn't my size. I literally just picked a shirt out because I needed a shirt. Because why did I need a shirt? I needed something. I think I mispacked, and I was like, I need a shirt because all my shirts are dirty. I think that's what it was.
I
Because
don't.
we went to a shopping place just so I could get a Las Vegas shirt to wear something.
No, we were shopping for souvenirs, and I wanted you to have a Las Vegas shirt. You didn't have to buy the shirt. You were wearing a shirt already.
One of my old shirts, yeah. That's why,
You didn't wear it twice.
because I immediately switched out of it into that.
Well, because you were cool. It's like a Las Vegas shirt. I put it on. I don't remember you being out.
I don't think. I think I packed one more extra pair of shorts or sweats than I did a shirt, so I miscounted a shirt. So I needed that orange Las Vegas shirt. You know, yeah.
So you learned a lesson, and hopefully next time you don't do it. Right.
Mhm.
But yeah, you know, taking a trip, I like to plan, and I'm flexible. That plan can just go to hell at high water. When we went to DC and St. Louis, Dallas and St. Louis with my girlfriend and her son, I plan on being at the park at opening.
DC.
No, I said not DC. I said Dallas.
Oh,
And I plan to be at the park at opening, right? And she's like, no, let's go later. Because she wasn't a morning person.
no one was.
Yeah. Right. So we lost about 3 to 4 hours every day.
Because she didn't want to do anything.
Well, because all of you had trouble getting up, you know.
But then one day we actually did get up though, and we were one of the first ones onto the rides.
Yeah, well, right.
I forgot what that was, but yeah.
It was Dallas Six Flags.
Okay.
You know, we were there 3 days. But yeah, I was just like, you know, with her, I couldn't make plans.
At all.
At all.
She'd be like, no, let's not do this. Let's do this instead. And
Right.
You guys had an argument about that.
Let's not even go there. That's why she's my ex.
It was
Alright.
funny. Because we're walking, you guys just stop, and I'm just like, oh.
Well, I'm like, and you don't get, see, you triggered me, Connor. I'll tell you what, let's move on from the story and get away from this story that we're talking about. Story from hell, not story from the fire here.
Well, I mean, it's coming from the fire. From the depths of
The hell lived the blackest of hates, for he whom in fear. No, I'm kidding.
I was like, some story or some like intro.
Last night at my show, the 915 Mix on Stream 915 Radio, I played my Shout Out the Devil block. And I played In the Beginning by Motley Crue, and then Shout Out the Devil. And then I played Running with the Devil by Van Halen. And then I played The Number of the Beast by Iron Maiden. And to end the night, I played Highway to Hell by AC/DC.
Oh, wow.
So I had a little theme going. You know, back in the 80s, it was a lot of satanic stuff in the music and everything. That was sort of what they
Ritual
pushed.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much of it was true. If you played records backwards, you could hear messages. It's stupid. It doesn't work on CDs. But
Yeah, not anymore.
yeah, so get away from the fire from hell, or story from hell, and let's get to the heat map.
Mm-hmm.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR. The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
All right. The finals calendar. Map out your study blocks and review sessions now so you don't have to think about them later. Right? The first day of school, when they give you the schedule, calendar's already there. So you already know when you're having finals. I can tell you that right now. Okay?
Like the academic calendar?
Yeah.
When did they give us that?
Well, it's online on Blackboard for one.
Online, yeah, but I thought you meant like on paper. I'm like, they
No,
didn't
no,
give us
no,
anything
no.
on paper.
I'm saying when the catalogs and schedules come out, you can actually plan your holidays and everything. So you know when spring break is and everything.
Yeah.
In
Like they gave
August.
us like high school or middle school, they gave us like the calendars for breaks and all that, but they didn't say like finals. Because I mean,
Well, no, back then you didn't have finals, but you had block schedules. So Monday, 1st, 3rd, 2nd, 4th, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? You'd have your morning classes in the morning and then whatever. So you can plan ahead for that and start scheduling like, okay, here's what I'm going to do finals week. Here's where I'm going to study. Here's where I'm going to go. Don't do anything Thursday night. Don't do anything Wednesday night because I got to study the test the next morning, whatever. You know what I mean? The knowledge audit. Use practice exams early to find out what you don't know before it's too late. I don't like practice tests. To me, it's a waste of time, personally. I like quiz cards myself. Okay. I can actually okay, here we go, Gemini. I can upload my study guide to it and say, ask me questions. And then I can put it on vocal or verbal and let it talk to me. All right, quiz me on this. And then it will. And we go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You know, sitting there reading and taking practices for me, it works. But for me, I'm more auditory. I like to talk than actually write stuff down.
Well, I mean, the whole test is writing down stuff. So how would that work?
Well, no, the test, but I'm saying when I'm studying for it.
Oh.
And then strategic rest. Schedule your breaks as strictly as your study time to keep your brain from frying. All right. That's one of those things that when you think about it, Connor, that's a little strategy, a little systems change that you can do that will help you overcome your stress for the finals. And we're going to be stressed anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you do things a little differently, you'll have more success at it. So think about that. Okay. But I know you're human, I'm human, and we cannot stop from making mistakes and having some pitfalls. So how about we go to break, and when we come back, we'll talk about where you can get burned in, those pitfalls that you can avoid.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, we're back from the break, and we talked about where you're going to get burned. So let's talk about that in more detail. All right. The cramming trap. It feels like learning, but it's actually just temporary storage and disappears during the test. All right. You think you're learning it, but you really don't. The sleep sacrifice. Skipping sleep destroys memory consolidation, and a rested brain beats a full brain anytime. You need a rest. That's the most important thing during finals week. And physical neglect. Dehydration and lack of movement are the fastest ways to trigger a mental burnout. Now, let me tell you something about that real quick, okay? When I was taking my exam for my master's program called a comprehensive exam, it was a 4-hour test, right? And I had to do a lot of different things on the test. I had to write an essay, and I wrote like 6 blue books, whatever. But I hydrated for it. So what do you think happened during the test? Had to get up, going to the bathroom. So, if you actually learn how to hydrate yourself, you won't have that problem. Okay. If you drink on a good schedule, you'll be good. You'll always stay hydrated. Right?
Yeah.
So those are the places you're going to get burned. Can you think of any other pitfalls for finals week, Connor?
I could think of
There's one I'm thinking of, and you're gonna laugh because I know it
Oh.
happens to you once in a while.
I don't know. Low key. Not being prepared.
Okay,
Okay.
hold on. More specific. Give me some things that you would not be prepared with. Forget the studying. That's not what I'm talking about. Not being prepared for the actual test.
Like what? Overthinking the
No,
test?
no.
Like
Not that.
mental or physically?
Well, you're preparing for the actual test. How do you not prepare for the test?
You
We already
got a-
talked about
you don't got
studying
a
and don't cram.
pencil, You don't got nothing. You no paper, no pencil.
You don't charge your laptop or tablet.
Nope. That's yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. I forgot some stuff is online. Yeah. I remember one time I didn't charge my laptop for the PSAT in high school. So I had to sit in the back, even though my science seat was like towards the middle. So I had to sit back here and I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah, right. So you have to really prepare for it. And it's more than just studying and the cramming and all that. It's being prepared for the actual test itself, the physical. What time do I have to be at school to get to my test on time? That kind of stuff.
Yeah, like traffic,
Right.
where you're gonna park, how long it takes you to get there, and then
don't take
down.
don't take the freeway to school. You know why?
Construction.
Well, if there's an accident on
Or-
the freeway, you're just stuck on the freeway. You can't get off. At least on side roads, you can go around it.
Yeah.
Although
That's why I tend to stay in the lane where you could get off or stay on. So that's what I would do. Because most of the backup is on an exit. Like most of the backups on Mesa, like the Mesa exit, or like where it goes under the bridges, like
sorry,
Oregon and Mesa and all that. It's always it's always busy there.
Well,
no matter what. I don't know why. No traffic, like no construction, no crash, it's just always there because people always get off and people have to stay, or they try moving and then they stay and then
okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think about that. The stop and go traffic, that phrase.
Isn't stop
The
and go.
Japanese did a study.
Oh.
Where they put everyone in a circle.
Mm-hmm.
The same distance between everyone, right? And they said, everyone go 30 miles an hour. Just go in the circle, 30 miles an hour. What do you think happened?
They all went 30 miles.
No. Naturally, this gap closed in and expanded, closed in and expanded.
Because some were speeding, trying to close the gap, and then some were slowing down because they were getting too close.
So even without wanting to, that's just human behavior. And when you have a lot of cars, it's going to back up.
Yeah, but it's because it's like some people miss the exit on Mesa, or
Well, yeah, but
not Wyoming, whatever street that is before Mesa.
Porfirio Diaz?
No, that's after.
After.
Because you know how
There's
you go on
Cotton.
I-10?
Yeah, well, okay.
Yeah, Piedra's, Cotton, and then where it goes over the bridge to the hotel.
Yeah.
And then downwards Mesa.
You always say the hotel because we stayed there downtown. That's all you have to say. You don't have to say the hotel.
Because I'm thinking like downtown's like, well, I guess that's the only entrance to downtown, huh?
Yes.
Well, that and Mesa.
That and the hotel at the entrance to downtown.
Yeah. Sorry. That's just my reference point. But it's always, everybody tries either getting on or getting off. And it always just stops like the traffic there.
Yes.
And then people will try cutting after, and then it stops that lane. And it stops going. And then the far lane would get backed up. And then all the lanes would get backed up. All because people miss the exit or they don't know what to do. And they always slow down.
And if you were to just go around it by taking a different route, problem solved.
What other route would I do if I'm on I-10? Because traffic's going smooth. I'm going like not past everyone, but like we're going at good speed. People passing me. I'm passing some people. I'm in the far left lane, going a little bit over.
I've been waiting to ask you this question.
Oh God.
Okay. I'm not too sure. How busy is the traffic going to Mexico at that time of the morning?
Low key dead.
Okay. If you were to get onto the border highway from there, Connor?
It'd be packed. From border highway? Yeah.
No.
If no one's on I-10, where's everybody at? Border highway.
No. You take the border, you take the loop, and you come out at UTEP right there at Schuster at the Cloud.
I've never gone. Yeah, I've never done that because I always get off border highway to Paisano, and I always could just go up Oregon because my parking's up the road.
Right.
But I've actually never like gone fully past it into the cloud.
Yeah. Well, you have to go to Oregon and go down the road and just avoid a lot of traffic. But I'll let you drive yourself because it's your path, your route.
Yeah.
I'm not that controlling. All right.
Yeah. My friend Tony, he went onto Murchison, like the back road that you told me to go if I-10 was packed, because his dad told him, he was like, stay on this road no matter what, never go on I-10. And that's what takes him so long sometimes because of all the lights. But I-10's really not that bad in the morning.
No, it's not. But
it's really not. It's always just that one exit. Once you get past it.
Well, yeah, there's always that exit that's busy.
Yeah, but that's literally all the traffic.
What I think is funny, Connor, is the other day when we were driving and the tire fell off the car just in front of us.
We both saw it like it was a movie. Like we're all like, "Oh, that's cool." There's a car bouncing
in front of us.
Like we kept driving. We just passed it, and we're like, "Oh, like someone's tire just came off."
Yeah, and I said, "Let's go see if they're okay." And you can't. You said you can. It's a one-way drive. I'm like, I can go around the block.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, okay.
And then you got there, they knew you or something.
I don't know. They said my name. I don't think they said my name. Just some stuff I hear. It's always when like you're somewhere with friends or like in a public place and you hear something in the back, like your name or something.
Yeah.
Even though it's not your name.
No.
But you always hear your name though, right? Even though they're not talking to you. No?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
You never just like was in a public place like downtown and you never just heard like Sean?
No.
Or Murphy? Nothing?
No.
Oh. For me, that's literally at school. I look, I'm like, they're not like, no one's coming up to me.
Connor over here. It's just come over here, Connor. It's not Connor.
Yeah, like come over like right here or like
your name is a similar name. There's nothing that sounds like Sean. Okay. Or Murphman, or you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, some other people would call Sean also.
Or
Adrian. Or something. I don't know. But since I'm Connor, like, come here or come over or whatever, I always think they're talking to me.
We're gonna have to cut that out. Put a time down. You gave out my first legal name. I can't have that.
Oh, you can't? Okay. Oops.
Because what ends up happening is they can find me. There's like 4 or 5 Sean Murphys in El Paso.
Well, I didn't say last name. And you literally
Murphman.
Right now you just said your full name.
Right. No. Well, I'm saying, okay, so we're starting. Right. So yeah, so I don't hear my name in public because nothing sounds like Sean.
Yeah, nothing sounds like Sean or Murphman. I mean,
right.
You never hear that. But like Connor, you always hear like come over, like come here, or something fast,
Yeah.
So I always just like look. I'm like,
I can see that. I'm sorry, that's what the name I gave you.
No, I'm not blaming you. I'm just like, wow.
I'm from the Clan McLeod or the
Connor McLeod from the Clan McLeod. Yeah, Highlander.
Yeah, you're named after Highlander.
But we just passed the accident like nothing because we saw it. We heard a scrape. We saw the tire bounce. And we're just like, oh, that's a cool movie.
we both like, oh, that's cool.
Like
there's a tire bounce over the car.
Like 3 lanes and it was going downhill.
And we both said, oh, it's gonna hit the Mustang. we're worried about
that's why the tire was going. We've been back, and then apparently they caught the tire because on the left side there's all grass and by a tree, so it kind of caught it before it went downhill. Thank God. There was like 5 cars down there that could have gone hit.
And so and that's the whole point I've told you, like random stuff happens. So no matter how good of a driver you are, stuff like that can happen.
I know. But it was just funny because like we did help out, but at the same time we like kind of forgot it's real life.
Well, yeah, no, I mean
we thought it wouldn't hurt us.
It wasn't an emergency, so that's why I went around the block. If it would have been, I would have just pulled over immediately and gotten out.
Yeah.
Okay. I've done that a lot of times.
Yeah, but I'm still confused on how that can happen.
Well, okay, the tire where the nuts go, broke off. So that means there was a weak spot in the middle there on that frame, on that rim. So the whole rim fell off. It didn't like unscrew it, and it just popped off because the rim failed.
But the rim still had the whole rim where you could put the bolts.
Yeah,
and
that's what I'm
nuts
saying.
in.
But the actual rim itself, not the edge of the rim, the actual rim
the
broke.
whole like rim and tire came off. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, so that's not something you could prevent unless, you know, there was a crack in it they didn't notice or something. But anyway.
But it was weird because, like, how would that come off if all the bolts are on there? Because the middle part was there also.
I'm trying to think what I can give you as an analogy for that.
Because, like, it was
Okay.
it was like a perfect, like, good rim tire.
All right.
Because it's still, you know, when you say the middle, you're talking about like the middle where the bolts go, right?
Yeah,
it's still
okay.
there. So it's like weird on how it came out.
I'm trying to think of an example that I can give you.
I don't think you can give me an example over that.
I'm trying to think something round. Okay.
The tire.
But picture a pizza.
Okay.
All right. And I put my fist or my hand in the middle of the pizza.
Okay.
And I tell you, lift up the pizza.
Okay.
You're going to have a hole where my hand is, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's the hand is the nuts holding onto the rim, and the tire rim itself came off. Not the tire, but the actual rim.
Yeah, the rim came off.
Yeah, it broke.
But the whole rim came off. It didn't like one piece stayed.
I know. The whole rim came off. Like I said,
Yeah.
put my hand in the middle of a pizza, take away the pizza slices, right? Lift up the whole pizza, and you're going to have my hand in the middle of the pizza. That part stayed. The rest of the rim broke.
But that middle part of the rim
Where the hand is, that's not moving.
came off. The only thing you saw was the brake pad on the car.
Oh, you had told me the bolts were still on it.
Yeah. No. The bolts, like the bolt things, the screws were on the brake pad.
That's where they go.
But the nuts came off. But
Oh.
you could still like you could put it back on.
Okay, hold on.
And then screw it on. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna pause it. But it was weird because the nuts came off the tire, and then it took everything off, like the rim, tire, everything came off, but the bolt stayed.
Well, the bolts are attached to the axle. So that's always going to be there no matter what. That's where the tire goes on and off. Okay. They may have replaced a tire, put a different tire in, or they took it off to be repaired and they put it back on and they didn't tie the nuts tight enough. Now I will ask you this. After you replace a tire, even new tires, even at a professional place, what should you do?
Make sure it's all tied in before you leave.
And then?
That's it.
You want to do it again at 25 miles.
Why 25 miles?
Because
why exactly at 25?
That's just the number. Okay, 22 and a half. I mean, the point being is go 25 miles, give or take. You don't have to stop on the freeway. It's 25 miles. I got to do it right now. No. Okay, it's just you want to drive at least 25 miles. Okay.
Okay.
And see if anything's loose and tighten them up again.
Okay.
Okay. Now, the other thing that could have happened is someone loosened the nuts, right?
Mm-hmm.
As a prank or trying to kill them, whatever. If you think about, I don't know why the nuts were off. When the tire is spinning, centrifugal force will keep it in place because they were going straight.
Yeah. They're going downhill, yeah.
No, they were going uphill from a stop. So that tire did not have centrifugal force to keep going, and it wobbled off. That's what happened.
It wobbled off over the hill, but then as they're going down, it finally came off and they scraped downhill.
Oh, right. But I'm saying it doesn't matter whether they're going up or downhill. But I was just saying they started from a dead stop and the tire wobbled because it didn't have the centrifugal force and it wobbled off the car.
Because it wasn't kept in place, so when it broke, okay. But it was just weird because I'm like, I didn't see any nuts anywhere. That's why I was like, where are they at?
Back there somewhere.
It's crazy.
Yeah, we didn't hear like.
Yeah, no, we didn't hear like anything.
Just the tire bouncing.
Since everything was still intact, we didn't see any like sparks or anything. We just saw it scrape. I'm like, oh, okay.
And if you ask me, the kid took a little too long to stop.
I know he kept going. I'm like, oh.
Well, I was like, okay, maybe I didn't see what I saw, but maybe he hit a tire and the tire flew and he's still driving. No, the kid went for a while on that brake. That's why we turn around and tell them, don't drive it. Call a tow truck.
Yeah, we don't know what happened because we left.
We
I
didn't
mean,
just stick around.
yeah, they had a tire, so they were just gonna put the bolts back on.
That's right. Yeah. And I said, don't replace the tire. They're going to put their spare tire on.
Well, no, they're gonna put the old tire on.
But Connor,
they didn't have a spare tire.
Right,
they were gonna put that.
Help me out here, Connor. All right.
Okay.
This is going to be a clip. I'm going to make this a clip. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So you're saying the nuts fell off and disappeared. The tire fell off. The car hit the ground, scraped, whatever. They're going to replace the spare tire. So explain to me how you replace a tire with a spare.
That's the thing. They didn't have a spare. They were going to replace it with the one that popped off.
Right. Okay. So how would they do it? Just talk me through it.
Well, I mean, every time you replace the tire, you jack it up and then
you jack up the car. Okay. And then
you put it on the bolt.
And then
you get the nuts and you screw it on.
Which are not there.
That's the thing. They had some. It was weird. It wasn't. They had new bolts. I don't know how. They said they had, and they were gonna. They were just gonna put the tire back on. I'm like, please don't.
Well, I told them you can't put the tire on. You don't have any nuts. I was like they're not listening to me.
They had nuts. They had brand new ones in their back trunk. That's why they went to the trunk.
That's really weird. Maybe they took it off themselves. Maybe they forgot to put it on. I don't know. I don't know.
It was weird.
It was weird.
That's why I was like, okay. I'm like, you got a spare? No, we got the tire that fell off. I'm like,
yeah, because the tire was fine. No nuts.
I guess.
All right. So
yeah.
Enough with that story. Okay.
Yeah, we got so sidetracked. Oh.
Well, welcome to the Hot Takes with the Murphman show. That's what we do here.
Pure hot takes.
It's not pure hot takes.
Well, I mean,
it's Hot Takes with the Murphman.
Well, I guess, but the handle is pure hot
All
takes.
our social medias are pure hot takes, yes.
Yeah.
Including our little stickers we got now. Woo-hoo. Anyway, now that we talked about the place you're going to get burned, we got to talk about how we can stop ourselves from getting hurt or burned or put in pitfalls or fail or whatever the case may be using our heat shields.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get to that.
All right.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for supporting our channel by watching and listening.
Find us on the web at mbradio.net.
All right. So heat shields will protect us from getting burned, the pitfalls, right? The pre-mortem. Anticipate every way you could fail, such as low energy, missing topics, and build a defense now. All right. If you know something's going to be difficult, you want to study for it, you want to make sure you have a plan for it. The focus block. Use noise canceling tools in focus mode to protect your deep work sessions. I have to play music or have a TV in the background. That doesn't really matter.
I'm sorry.
The focus block. You want to use noise canceling tools in focus mode to protect your deep work sessions. I myself need to have some kind of music in the background, not something I'm listening to, but some kind of music, some kind of distraction, TV, something to be able to study. Because if it's too quiet, my brain just goes berserk and goes everywhere. And the ritual shield. Use consistent reset activity to lower your cortisol levels when the pressure spikes. One thing I did was I made a little water bottle, right, with oil. And then I put some food coloring in it. And then I put some sparkling glitter.
Oh.
And I took it to my test. And I would sit there and I'd shake it up. And I'd lay it over my eyes and just watch the little glitter and oil and everything.
Okay.
And I would reset and I'd go back to my test.
And that helped?
Yes.
You know what that reminds me of? Remember that like school projects you had when you were a kid with the water bottle and you filled it up with like half like some liquid with sparkles and a ship?
Yeah.
And tilted sideways and just like back and forth.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
That's what
so I'd go I'd go out of the bathroom or go to the bathroom and I'd have that with me. I'd be like, and shake it up and just reset and come back in.
Huh. And what if you can't leave the room? You just like,
oh yeah,
you did at the desk. You're like,
well, let me tell you.
Oh.
If people have to use the restroom, it sucks because they can't leave. Only one person can leave the class at a time because you can't go in the hallway and talk about it, right?
Yeah.
So I would try to hurry up as fast as I could, but sometimes it took a little long, but tough shit. Right. Oh, okay. Put disclaimer
Oh, God.
at whatever time it is right now. And then take the banner off.
Okay.
Welcome to Hot Takes with the Murph Man. We're ready to get the show started, but before we do, I got a little disclaimer I got to say. Sorry. Camera. Here, click. How many fucking cameras are you going through?
There's one that's Meld Studio virtual camera at the bottom.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, and it shut out everything. I'm like, oh.
I got to delete it. All right. So welcome to Hot Takes with the Murph Man. In our podcast, it's myself, my son Connor, and we're not experts on what we're talking about. We're just sharing life examples and stories, and we want to share our experiences and what we've learned from these. We also tend to get very emotional. I would say not emotional. That's not the right word. Invested in what we talk about.
I was gonna say like invested in like deep into it. Yeah.
And sometimes we really just we're ourselves. We're genuine. That's the word I was looking for. We're genuine. And sometimes the adult language might slip out. So if it does, we apologize ahead of time. It's not a lot, I promise you, but 1, maybe 2 words might come out. So I just want to give you guys a heads up on that, okay? You didn't pause it, did you?
No.
Okay. All right. Ready?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you have, the premortem, you have the focus block, you have the ritual shield. This all stuff that can help you stay focused for the actual test itself, right? So we've been talking about this, Connor, for a little while. Let me ask you, what are some questions you think would help you deal with this? Like,
wait, we're on Afterburn, huh?
Yeah. Okay, you stopped me. So
sorry.
So we've been talking about this for a little while, Connor. I'm sure you have some questions. Let's see if that question comes up in the Afterburn for today.
I was confused on where we were. So I'm like, are we on the Afterburn right now? You said yes. I switched it to the Afterburn on the banner.
Right. So you were supposed to play the commercial break at that moment.
No, before.
Well, no.
And then we were still talking about it. I'm like, I forgot where we were because of the disclaimer.
Well, okay, but you could put it on a few seconds, but it's not going to kill anybody. There's been times I've left it on today's hot take for 5 segments. Okay, so it doesn't fucking matter. Okay.
I want to be professional.
All right. Ready?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm sure talking about all this for a while now, Connor, you have some questions. Let's find out if your questions are here in our Afterburn for today.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for supporting our channel by watching and listening.
All right. So here's some questions I want you to think about. Okay, Connor? And if these apply to you, let me know. First one, reflect on your value, not just your grades. What does that mean? All right. It means understand that you have to put effort into what you're going to try to get out of it. Okay. But invest in yourself, not just in your classes. Yourself. Okay. You can ask yourself, what's worked for me in past finals and what has been a total disaster? Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Charge my laptop, tablet, have a pen, have a paper, little things like that, right? We learn lessons over time.
Yeah. Some stuff we keep on the desk.
Right.
We need to have. Yeah.
And then what is one small ritual you can start tomorrow to stay grounded? Which, let me explain what grounded means. When you get anxious, your brain tends to go somewhere else.
Try not to think about it. Yeah.
Okay. That's a perfect example.
Or you think about what would happen after the test. Like, oh, I failed or I passed. Like, you already overthink it. Yeah.
And if you tell yourself not to think of something, you end up thinking of it more. Okay. Like, for example, I want everyone to pay attention to this. Calm environment. Everything's quiet. Listen to my smooth and sexy voice. Close your eyes. Since everything around you is just a small light on, and whatever you do, just don't think of the white horse. Right? What are you thinking of right now? The white horse.
The white horse.
The more you try not to think of something, you're gonna think about it.
I took my headphones off because I don't want to hear this, and then I forgot you're right in front of me. Some I just heard it like more. I'm like, oh wait.
You heard it live.
Yeah.
IRL.
I was like, oops.
So you want to stay grounded. Okay. When you get anxious, you want to do something that can calm you down. Learn some relaxation techniques, learn some deep breathing techniques, circular breathing. There's a lot of things you can do about that. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, and you can also learn, like on the test, like skip these type of questions. Like go over like what topics you know, what topics you don't know. Also,
well,
just stay grounded.
I don't know how you've taken tests. Okay.
I take tests as in like, I'm gonna just show you. So like, let's say I have to
put the camera on you so they can see it too.
Well, okay. I forgot which one that was. Yeah. Oh, well, that's too far. That's close. Hold on. Let me just do it. Okay, so I have my paper, like not paper, but I have, I'm at a desk. My assigned desk. I'm like, okay. I take my notebook out because we could have it. Because I mean, what are they gonna say? Put it away.
Yes, if it's not open book.
Not before school though. Not before the test.
I thought you meant during the test.
No,
okay.
no. This is like you walk into the class, you like sit down, wait for the teacher, like wait for the announcements to start, at 8:40, whatever time it is. And I'm like, I go through my notes. I'm like, okay, I know this, skip it. I know this, skip it. I don't know this. Let me go over it. But you go over all your notes, right? And you skip all the ones you know, but put like a bookmark or like a sticky note on the one you need.
Right.
And then I go back to it and I skim through it. I know it's not going to help as much, but if I see one equation or like a formula, because that's one thing I always forget is a formula.
Oh, we all do.
Yeah. So I'm like, if I see that formula, I'm going to be like, okay, so then this and this. Yeah. Okay. Skip it. Go to the next sticky note. So I like separate it into what I know, like that I could just skip, and what I don't know, which I'm going to just real quick, just skim over. Because if I already know it, I know how to do it. But if I focus on the one that I need to focus on, then that's what's gonna be more on my mind.
If you're doing what you need to be doing the whole time, that works. But if you haven't studied anything at all, you're not gonna know anything.
Well,
so
yeah.
All right. So make sure you study. When I took the SAT test, or I'm sorry, the GRE test for graduate school,
two different things.
The test has one question on it at a time on the screen. And if you answer it and you get it wrong, it goes to another one. If you get it wrong, it goes to a third one. If you get it wrong.
Can you tell if you get it wrong?
No. It shuts the test down. After you miss so many questions in a row, it basically says he doesn't know what he's talking about and it just shuts the test off.
Oh, that's crazy.
It might have been one segment. Like, let's pretend I'm taking a class on every class I've ever taken in the world except chemistry. So it gets to the test on chemistry. I fail it. Test is done. So I hated it. I hated that. So
that was the same for SATs also.
Was it?
Like, where it's like the first 30 questions diagnostic, you pass it, you're done with it.
Oh, the TSIA. That's the Texas assessment.
Yeah, TSI. Oh, yeah, TSI.
TSIA now.
Yeah. So you get 30 questions. If you pass that, you're done with the test. If not, and you failed that, they give you the 50, 60 questions to try to get a better grade because you didn't pass the 30 questions.
Right.
So I'm like, that was tough.
Yeah.
I'm like, sometimes I went past the 30 questions. I'm like, damn it.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, shit. I'm like, okay, well, let's keep going with the 60 questions.
And yeah. And I'll tell you, the time you took the test and you missed it by 1 point.
I hated that. I got a 929. I needed a 930 to pass.
Do you remember what we did?
We went on to Blue Book and we saw, because I logged in from my number and then I could see the topics that I was like my mastery technically, and the one that was the lowest is the one I failed on. So
Right.
I studied on that for like 10 questions maybe.
And do you remember how we did that? I'm just curious if you remember.
Well, we did it together, no? Like
We
you
did.
did it, I did it, and then we like, yeah.
No. I told you I have no idea what this test is about.
So you tried
I'm
it.
going to try and figure it out. If I get it wrong, you tell me.
Yeah.
I had you teaching it.
Oh. Well,
So you weren't studying. You were
well,
like,
yes, because there was a study part where I was like, I need to like,
well,
okay,
that's how you found out what you were missing. But my
Yeah.
point is,
I taught you it.
your form of studying for that cram, if you will,
Yeah.
was literally teaching me about it. And that's how you remembered it better.
I guess, yeah, you're right.
So anyway, I'll tell you what, speaking of technology, after the break, we're going to talk about our digital inferno. Stay tuned.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for supporting our channel by watching and listening.
All right. So automated memory. Use Anki or Quizlet to let algorithm tell you exactly when to review. Productive scheduling. Use digital calendars to turn rest into non-negotiable appointments. In other words, set up time that I'm done. I'm not going to study past 8 o'clock or whatever the case may be. And distraction blocking. Use your browser extensions to lock yourself out of the comparison trap. Or, while you work, just do not disturb on your phone. That kind of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's talk about each one of these real quick. Testing yourself automatically using technology. Like I was telling you, I use Gemini, right?
Yeah.
That everyone learns different ways. And I'm not going to sit here. I'll tell you what. If you want to do me a favor, look this up for me. Look up Gardner, like Garder. Gardner, Gar.
Okay, gardener or
Gardner. Gardner.
Okay, like a raker gardener, like a plant
I
gardener.
guess so. Or it might be Gardner without the D.
Okay.
Multiple intelligences.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So hold on, let me go back to the king.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, use your technology, whatever the case may be. Like I tell you, use Gemini because I like to hear it, right? I'm not one for writing notes. I actually physically write notes. I hate highlighting because that doesn't do anything for me.
Mm-hmm.
But Gardner has these multiple intelligences. And real quick, give them to me one at a time.
All right. So let me zoom in real quick because I'm blind. All right. Oh, okay. I don't know why I did that. Oh, even worse. Okay. I hate this.
Okay, stop. What are you doing?
I'm trying to zoom in, but I forgot. You know when you click a photo and you try zooming in, but it won't zoom in. It zooms everything else in, but the one you selected, it won't do it, so it stays the same size no matter what.
Okay, watch this. Right click on it. Open a new tab.
Oh. And then
I thought you were going to go to his website. That's what I was hoping you would go to, but okay.
website. There's no website.
Well, if you
for it.
type in Gardner's, there's a website. Okay, anyway, you got the title? You got the image?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to give you the cue. Ready?
Okay.
All right, Connor. So go ahead. Tell us the Gardner's intelligences.
All right. So there's 8 different intelligences from Gardner's theory. We got the naturalist, which is understanding living things and reading nature. Musical, which is discerning sounds, their pitch, tone, rhythm, and their music base, I guess. Bodily kinesthetic, which is coordinating your mind with your body. Okay, that's yeah. Spatial, which is visualizing everything in the world in 3D. Linguistic, which is finding the right words to express what you mean. Okay, so like speech. Intrapersonal is understanding yourself, what you feel and what you want. Okay. Interpersonal.
Yeah, intra and inter.
Yeah, intra, which is yourself. Inter is sensing people's feelings and motives. Okay. And last but not least, logical mathematical, I guess. Yeah. Quantifying things, making hypotheses, and proving them.
All right. So these are the 8 ways people learn. Okay. If you are an auditory person, right? And I'm a lecturer and you're in my class, you're going to do good.
Yeah.
But if you're a body kinesthetic person, you're not going to have the ability to walk around or do something with your hands, something physical, and your brain's not going to really learn as well as it could.
Mm.
If you're musical, you play music in the background, that helps you learn.
Yeah.
All right. So those are the 8 intelligences, okay? And it's also how you focus on the student. That's one reason there's so many different things on Bloom's taxonomy, the different ways teachers teach, different levels. We have simple, we have more complex, right?
Mm.
But you need to touch everybody in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
So if you have a video on YouTube, write me a paper about it and listen to the video. Find something in the video that you can use and show it to us, demonstrate it for us. Little by little, you end up including as many of the intelligences as you can. So I want you to think about that when your teachers teach. If they just lecture and they just talk, or do they stop and they write stuff on the board? Or do they give you an example of a video, or you know what I mean?
I had this teacher that exactly on how you said it. All she did was talk. Like she brought up like the lecture and like what we're doing, like the modules, and then she goes off on a topic, and then she just talks with the class, and then she writes on the board what we're talking about. Like, yeah, it has to do with it, but at the same time, it doesn't at all.
Well,
And it's just like off topic, and just that's how we went from something about like comparing two things that happened, like similarities. Like my friend did she didn't compare because it got sound bad, but she compared what was it, like killing mosquitoes, right, like bugs,
okay,
comparing it to the Holocaust.
okay, yeah, because they assumed they were like bugs to swat and kill. They were,
Yeah, like there's a lie you're gonna kill like mosquitoes, like ants, you know. Yeah. She did she did an essay on that. But we went from that same day, we talked from that to Cesar Chavez.
okay.
How do we go from the essay comparing two things, like two like major things, to
Because
some
the migrant
person?
workers in the USA are not treated very well. They're underpaid, overworked, and they don't get the respect they need. I can see the connection there, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah,
I want you to think about you and me talking here. That's me lecturing for 2 hours at the podcast and getting sidetracked and telling stories and whatever. That's how I teach. But what I teach is I give you the book, right? And I tell you every definition. I will cover every definition in the book. If I don't cover it,
then it's not important.
It's not important. And then I tell you like the story from the fire, and I give you the example of it, and I talk about the story, and we discuss it.
And then you talk about something else from
Right.
another story.
I don't write on the board because my handwriting's atrocious.
Mine too.
Okay.
Right now, I'm taking notes, and it's
you're going to help me decipher those.
I hope.
And then I try to use videos now. I have different things for my online classes, so I've actually instituted different learning intelligences in my class because it's online. So I try to hit as many intelligences as possible. Okay. You can do that in a class. I'd like to talk and we get sidetracked. I'm sorry, as my students have said repeatedly, they learn, but some are like, he just talks and doesn't teach us anything.
Yeah, that's
my friend. Did you ask me a question? Did you ask me to clarify something for you? Did you join the conversation and actually try and interact and learn something? Did you write notes down about what I asked you to write notes about?
Well,
so,
but it was she like if you're blabbering off to something else, you're not gonna have a question about that because you're gonna have a question about what you were discussing in the lecture. So, not about like any other story and then other topics that got brought up.
So let me tell you what I would do as a teacher when I had a life class. This is something I did, and let me see what you think as a student. Okay.
Okay.
You know me, I accept criticism, I think, pretty good. I'm never wrong. But when I need improvement, I'm okay with being told I need to be improved. Okay. Because I know I'm not perfect. So the first day of class, I told people, I opened the book and I point to what I'm teaching, right? And then if I'm talking without looking at the book, I'm telling a story. And then I go back to the book. And I tell a story. And apply it. And I try to use the most common
examples,
most current in real life. So
okay.
One thing you hate about me is I like to use Gen Z language, right?
Yeah, I don't mind it. It's just
I know I do it more just to annoy you. But when I'm talking to students in high school, 9th and 10th graders, and like I had one student, we were trying to do a Zoom the other day because he couldn't understand something, and he goes, "Bet." He says, "Bet, boss man." And I said, "That's fire, huh?" He goes, "Yeah." Just
yeah.
I wasn't trying to be funny or nothing, but it just came,
Yeah. If he's cool with you like that, you could be cool with him like that.
Right. And we have to learn how to talk to people, especially as counselors and teachers. We have to learn how to talk to people.
Yeah.
And with my kids that are homeschooled, when I started using Gen Z language, they're like, I've never heard that. They don't socialize with other kids. So it's funny because in some cases I talk to teenagers and I can use all the stupid Gen Z stuff I want.
Yeah, because they would joke back with you sometimes and be like, ugh.
But the kids who aren't social, a little awkward maybe, I say something and they're like, what? So you have to talk to them differently.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really understanding how people talk and what we discuss. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. But technology is there to help you guys to study, to plan, to prepare for everything. Just use your technology, okay? Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what, let's take one more break and we'll come back for the final burn.
Mm-hmm.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for supporting our
All right. So finals aren't a sprint to the finish. They are strategy for your future. It's just another step on the ladder of things where you have to go. Study smart, sleep hard, and show up like you've already won. What did I tell you today when you had the test?
Good luck.
No.
Well, I didn't have a test today. Well, no, I did. Just
what did I tell you?
Knew of. When I had my test
You
today?
got this.
Oh.
Right?
Got this?
Yeah, it's GOTZ.
Oh.
You got this. I was just trying to make you smile, laugh, a joke, whatever.
I read I read it in like a German voice. You got this.
Okay, there you go.
I was like, okay. Right. I'm like, I'll admit it, I chuckled.
And that little distraction might be a difference in your attitude for the test. You never know. So keep that up. All right. Study smart, sleep hard, and show up like you've already won. And I promise you, your life would just be so much easier. All right.
Yeah.
That's it for me today, Connor. Do you have anything you want to add?
Not right now, Murph man.
All right. Today. So I'll tell you what. Let's end the show and see you next week.
Yes, sir.
That's a wrap on this episode. If you're looking for more, you can find all the best clips from the show on our social media pages. For all the links and more information about what we talked about today, visit purehottakes.com. And if you want to watch the full replay or get access to our premium content, subscribe now at stream915.com. We appreciate you tuning in.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show,
We want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.